Let me introduce my latest design. This base is built for a comfortable experience in a group of 4 players, with minimal resource. You and your friends can enjoy a smooth and, most importantly, safe gameplay. When I talk about safety, I mean 6 bunkers. That will keep your loot secure through the darkest nights in Rust. These bunkers are located in completely different parts of the base, meaning raiders won't be able to splash 2 of them in a row. The large furnaces are positioned in a way that creates a real challenge for raiders. But that's just the beginning. Besides solid offline protection, this base also has strong online defense potential. Various peeking angles, shooting floor positions, and respawn points are spread throughout the base. A compact yet highly efficient open core adds a nice touch to the design. Plus, the spacious roof makes it easy to park a cargo heli, and 4 anti-heli turrets will keep it safe, since there's no way to destroy them from a minicopter. Now, let's move on to the room tour stage. We'll start with the multi-TC, which costs 15 rockets to raid. Here's how you maintain it. To disconnect the multi-TC, you need to place a triangle foundation, 2 square foundations, and a square roof. As you can see, these are now 2 separate structures. By the way, this base turned out really beautiful. Also, take a look at these turrets. This setup looks like the meta for dealing with door campers. The visibility from the gate is more than enough, allowing you to control the area and keep an eye on the spots behind the furnaces. Plus, you can check if someone is outside your door before stepping out. The territory around the base is spacious and well designed. The large furnaces are placed in a way that makes them a real problem for raiders. In the combat spawn, you'll have good peaks, 2 beds, a locker, and an additional large battery behind it. Since the base is symmetrical, you also have the option to install 2 extra batteries. At the entrance of the base, there is a pay-to-win stash. Behind this roof, you can hide 2 barrels. To make it work, you'll need either a sheet metal skin or a stone skin. Of course, this isn't the safest hiding spot, but it's great for splitting resources across the base. To the left of the entrance, you'll find a locker and a bunker. To open the bunker, all you need to do is place a roof. Also, check out this unique entrance setup. There are 2 shotgun traps powered by electrical branches, making it very difficult to get deep or raid through doors. On top of that, you can control the entrance using this peak spot where it's nearly impossible to get killed. Now, let's head down to the first floor of the base. Here, you'll have plenty of space to place whatever you need. This base is designed to be as convenient and practical as possible for survival. To the left of the entrance to the first floor, there's space for a battery and a fridge. Also, check out this mini open core. You'll have access to it almost from the very beginning of your wipe. Now, let's move up to the 3rd shooting floor. Here, you'll find a variety of shooting positions, allowing you to control both long-range fights and the area around your base. As I mentioned before, this base is built not only for strong online defense, but also for solid offline protection. On the shooting floor, you'll have 2 combat spawns, each with 2 beds, along with 2 lockers secured behind sheet metal doors. One key feature I want to highlight is the turret vision. These turrets cover the entire floor. If raiders come through the roof, whether it's through the doors or the ceiling, these turrets will be a serious problem for them. On the roof, you'll have plenty of peaks, giving you excellent visibility and control. The roof itself is huge, making it easy to land a scrap heli or a couple of minicopters without any trouble. A cool bonus feature is these roof lockers, providing extra storage for quick access to your gear. Since the base is fully symmetrical, it includes 2 small combat positions with a total of 4 beds, a solid addition for defense. The roof is protected by 4 turrets. Additionally, there are 2 extra bunkers on the roof. To open them, all you need to do is place a square roof like I'm doing here, and you'll gain access to 2 large boxes and 2 small boxes. Now, let's move on to the building phase. Your foundation footprint will be 3x1, which is quite unusual, but trust me, it's worth it. The central part should be HQM, while everything else will be sheet metal. Let's start by building the starter base, which consists of 1 square and one triangle. I will upgrade everything to the final material, but you can use metal, stone or wood depending on what you have early on. Place the TC here. Once you gather more resources, start expanding the starter base. Build 2 additional squares and create the exit exactly as I do. For the layout, I recommend using the far square as a loot room, placing sleeping bags in the center, and setting up furnaces and a workbench in the third square. From the outside, your base should look like this. You can adjust the placement of items, but after testing different setups, this one proved to be the most efficient. Everything is easy to place and use. If you have barrels, replace the wooden boxes with them for better storage. Now, let's create an exit to the second floor. If you don't have garage doors yet, use a furnace as a temporary boost to climb up. On the left and right, you need to place 2 walls and seal it off with a door. By the way, if you have any questions about building this base, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll make sure to answer everything and explain it as best as I can. Right now, we're building the mini open core that I mentioned earlier. It appears at one of the earliest stages of construction. There's nothing complicated about it, it's all very simple to build. If something doesn't work for you, just rewatch this part carefully. Next, place doors and a bunch of storage boxes to maximize efficiency. Then place one more door for additional security. At this point, you'll only be able to climb up into the base using a twig or wooden roof, so keep that in mind. Now, it's time to focus. We're about to build the main entrance to the base, which also means setting up the bunker with the pay to win stash. First, extend 7 square foundations forward, then return using triangle foundations. Leave the foundations I'm keeping and delete the rest. After that, upgrade everything to sheet metal and start sealing it all up. On the right side, place 2 walls. On the left side, create the entrance using a half wall. Then build everything exactly as I'm doing it. The 2 triangle foundations that are sunken into the base will be your bunker. On the left side, create a space for a locker and upgrade it. Ideally, you should immediately upgrade to sheet metal if you have the resources. The main entrance to the base will be through a single door. Before we install ceilings, I'm going to create a stash hidden through the roof. For this, you'll need 2 barrels and a medium battery. Seal one side with a window and the other with a roof. Upgrade the roof to the material you have skins for, then finish by placing ceilings. Just remember that the third ceiling should be placed while the bunker is open. Now, upgrade the ceilings and let's move on to placing a shelf inside the bunker. Here, you'll be able to fit 3 large boxes for extra loot storage. Next, we'll build the peak for controlling raiders and install 2 shotgun traps powered by electrical branches. If you have any issues during construction, you can load this base on Hidden Jointa's building servers. He already has 3 of them. There, you can test the base with MLR strikes, use a raid calculator to check how many rockets it can withstand, or even try building in caves or on new rock formations. And who knows, you might even meet me or Hidden Jointa there, since we only build on those servers. Upgrade everything that was built with twig. Then seal it off with a door. And now let's move on to creating the unique shotgun trap setup. For this, you'll need 2 electrical branches, ideally a horizontal embrasure and 2 shotgun traps. As you can see, it's a simple process. Now, let's close up the gaps that appeared. This is done easily, just place a frame and upgrade it to stone. As you can see, the gap is now completely gone. However, for the bunker, the logic is slightly different. First, open the bunker, then place a metal frame and rotate it. You'll notice that metal wall edges appear. Do the same on the opposite side. I'll speed this part up since it's straightforward. Now, let's move on to building the initial shooting floor. First, extend buffer rooms. I'll be using auto upgrade to make it easier for you to follow along. The buffer zone should be built 2 floors high. Once that's done, be very careful with the next steps. Create an extension using a mix of triangles and squares. From the side, it looks a bit chaotic, but once built, it makes sense. Place 1 triangle, remove unnecessary parts, then place 4 more triangles and clean up the extra pieces. Now, build 2 squares, extend triangles from them, remove unnecessary parts and upgrade everything to sheet metal. After that, start placing frames. One side should be 2 floors high and the other 3 floors high. This marks the start of our shooting floor, which will later turn into a your roof bunker when the base is fully upgraded. Nothing complicated here. Finish the shooting floor by closing it with a ceiling and making it safer. Place 2 triangular ceilings and start securing the combat room. Add a wall and 2 window frames. Then close the left and right sides with 3 ceilings each. Place a double door frame, install the door and continue working on the shooting floor. Now add a window, remove a triangle foundation and replace it from inside the base. Repeat the same process on the other side, but this time add a roof peak using a half wall and a window. You'll also have a locker space across from the combat room. Now we need to build an access point to the roof using a triangle. Once that's done, seal everything off with ceilings. Now let's move on to creating a more secure entrance. For this, place a wall, a single door frame and a ceiling. Seal off the area with walls and a window, leaving space at the bottom for extra small boxes. Close the section with ceilings, install the door, and now we get to an interesting part. You can either close it with a square ceiling and lose the bunker, or do it the way I'm showing. Let's test the bunker's functionality while also finishing the shooting floor. Place 2 window frames on the sides and a half wall in the center. Cover the area with a roof, and now let's check if the bunker works. To do this, place a roof directly into the Brutalist peak. How does it work? The third roof reduces stability and at the very top the bunker opens. To prevent raiders from doing the same, we have 2 multi-TCs, each costing 15 rockets to raid. As you can see, it works perfectly and I'm sure you'll be able to do it as well. Now, repeat the same process on the other side. Finally, let's build the combat floor to complete this section of the base. Now, place a window and seal everything with ceilings. There's nothing complicated here, but keep in mind that the ceilings should not be placed like mine. I made a mistake. They should be attached either to the extension or to the main base. Next, install a door and complete the ceilings. To close any gaps, use frames, either metal or stone, as I showed earlier. Now, we need to finish the shooting floor inside the base. Extend 3 foundations. Remove unnecessary parts, then return using triangle foundations. Remove the extra pieces, place 2 squares and add 4 triangles on both sides of the squares. Upgrade the necessary parts and remove the rest. Now, we need to replace a triangle with a square. This part isn't complicated, just repeat my steps exactly as shown. As you can see, it worked for me, so it should work for you too. Next, place a square foundation and extend 2 triangles on each side and 1 in front. Now, we need to set up the multi-TC to prevent decay. Build this layout, seal it with walls, then remove the unnecessary parts and upgrade everything. I recommend using metal and HQM immediately because some walls cannot be upgraded later, making the multi-TC useless otherwise. Now, create a frame for the TC, place it and seal it with a door. Don't forget to add a shelf for the stash. You can fit either 1 barrel or 2 small boxes here. The freehand wall should have 79 stability, which is crucial. Only one side of the foundation should be attached. This is an older bunker method, but it still works. Now, let's close the top gap. Open the bunker, then place a triangle wall frame to seal it. Connecting the multi-TC to the extension. To link the multi-TC, build a corner structure, then extend frames leading directly to the multi-TC. If you need to disconnect it, I explained how in the room tour. Now, we can safely start raising the shooting floor. In the center, build frames 2 floors high, while the sides should be 2.5 floors high. Place a square ceiling and 3 windows. Then seal the roof and extend the frames 1 more level up. Building the cuckoo nests. To start building cuckoo nests, outline them with windows, then seal them with ceilings. Remember the triangle hatch frame I placed earlier? That's needed to create a protected peak. Just place small wooden half walls along the edges and repeat the same on the other side. Finishing the roof. Now let's fully construct the roof. Near the bunker, create a spot for the wind turbine and an anti-heli turret. If you have metal, use it, though only the turret foundation needs to be metal to prevent soft siding. Place the wind turbine, and for aesthetics you can add barricades around it. Now, let's add extra peaks and a no-loot locker area. Make sure to lock it with a code lock. This wall is built using a half wall and a small half wall, then sealed with ceilings. One roof section should be upgraded upgrade it to a different material, e.g. twig, wood, stone or metal. If you have container ship skins, upgrade it, as this makes building side peaks easier. Now raise the frames. Place a triangle hatch frame and instead of a second hatch, place a triangle ceiling. Close everything off with roofs and place the third roof on a window. As I mentioned, place a ceiling here and I'll speed up the other side since it's the same process. Now, install a metal frame and seal it with a door. Adding another wind, turbine and anti-heli turret, place 3 frames along the square's outline, then install a square wall frame and leave space for the turret. Seal the area with half walls, place the turret and install the wind turbine. By the way, I forgot to add 2 windows near the bunker, so place those and add decorative roofs on them. Roof completion 50% done. Congratulations! The roof is 50% complete. Now, repeat the process on the other side, building the combat room. Now, let's construct our combat room with the new meta turret setup and shooting angles. Place windows on both sides and seal the combat room. Then place 2 small half walls, followed by a full wall and cover everything with ceilings. Repeat the same process on the other side. Now, place 4 stone frames and install metal grills inside them. Add a half wall, then install 1 square and 2 triangle roofs. Place the turret, then seal it with a second grill. This is crucial to prevent soft side breaking with explosive ammo. Repeat the same turret setup on the opposite side. Building the base entrance. Now we need to build the main entrance. First, replace a triangle foundation with a square as I've shown before. Remove unnecessary parts. Add 1 more square, then extend triangles outward. Place a third square, add a frame and install 2 single door frames. Seal it with a ceiling, then build the same shooting angles as the combat room. If anything isn't working for you, rewatch this part of the video or ask in the comments. I'll be happy to help. Now, place 4 stone frames and on top install the same turret cover with double grills as in the combat rooms. Next, place 6 grills inside each frame. Then install frames inside, place a shopfront, single doors and double doors. Building the base compound. Now let's build the external compound. It's a bit tricky. Start by placing metal barricades. Near the combat rooms, place 2 barricades on each side. Now let's build the furnace area, which is a huge problem for raiders. Place 2 squares, add a half wall, a frame and then install a grill inside it. At the base entrance, create a similar small barricade. Upgrade it to wood, place the grill and then remove the foundation. Now place a furnace so that it completely blocks passage, finalizing the compound walls. Now we need to place the high external walls. Align them properly and they should fit perfectly. The second wall should be slightly angled toward the base. At the combat room side, place the third wall and the fourth one should connect to the second. As you can see, everything turned out really well. Now, repeat the same process for the remaining 3 sides. Final words. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it helps a lot.